Hi everyone, welcome to Death Talk Unscripted. Your host is me, Paula the Death Walker. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Tonight's episode is going to be about body donation, and I'm going to talk specifically in regards to what it is, how to do it, what the benefits are, what some of the cons might be. So just come on and just hang out and you'll probably learn something. And who knows, by the time this episode is over, you may decide that you want to donate your body when you die. So what is body donation? Body donation is exactly what the two words say. Body donation. When you die, you have requested that your body be donated. Donated where, you ask? Well, there's a couple things. You can donate them to hospitals, the Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins. There's several other around the country. You can donate. Colleges are interested in body donations, especially if they have a heavy science research department or a medical department. Of course, there are just companies that donate bodies, period. There's Science Care. There's another one called Mortality Science, I believe. But what you do basically is when you decide that you want to donate your body to science or to the medical world, then you get in touch with the entities and you tell them that this is what you would like to do, and you would like to sign up, register, fill out the paperwork, do all that stuff, and they will put you in their database. You don't have to be dying, you don't have to be terminal, you really don't even have to have a diagnosis. This would be on the same lines as if you went to a cemetery and you pre-purchased a plot, or you pre-purchased a stone, a headstone. So the body donation is that way. It's a pre-plan. And it is, in my opinion, a really, really cool kind of way to break out of the box, do something out, that would be out of the norm. I don't believe that every single solitary person in this world has to be put in a casket and put in the ground. I don't believe that every person in this world has to be burnt and cremated. So there are so many ways to honor death, and there are so many ways to leave legacies behind. And body donation to me is beautiful. Your bioorganic body is no longer viable to you when you're dead. So everything repurposes, everything recycles. When it dies, it goes back into something else. Its energy changes. It becomes a different form of energy. It doesn't really die. It simply transfers, or it mutates, whatever word you would like to use. So donating your body is an opportunity to bring something else to life, bring something else to light. And whether it is discovering something along the lines that can prevent myocardiopathy, maybe they come up with a reason to help with the Alzheimer's dementia. Perhaps they come up with better drugs for the medical aid in dying. Maybe they find something that can be naturally done that would lower the price for that. Perhaps they could look at plant medicine. And this can all be derivated from a body donation. Now, the body's picked up and it is taken to the facility for which you signed up for, or the dying person signed up for. It goes to one of three things. It goes to education, and that could be science or medical. goes to research, again, science or medical. It also could go to specialities. Specialities are, for instance, when one of my partners died, he was born with myocardiopathy and sickle cell. And he requested that if they had the chance, he would like them to use his heart to help with the disease of myocardiopathy. He also wanted them to take a look at his sickle cell because he had worked with air conditioners and asbestos, and there were all kinds. So he had made that decision. They did. They came. They took the body, and it took, when we signed up, it was going to be, I believe they said 4 to 6 weeks. And we were told we could go ahead and have the celebration of life, and we did, of course. His family came down. It was wonderful. When I told the family that that his wish was to donate his body, they were a little bit taken back, just taken back for a minute. And then when I explained to them that, he wanted a reason for myocardiopathy, he wanted to know why his dad and, his great-granddad and most of his brothers had this condition. And he wanted it researched. Hopefully his son, they'll have something for his son. And after a while, they all came around and many asked about it. They had asked me if I had planned it, that kind of thing. After that, really and truly, when about 5 weeks came by, I got a box in the mail and I opened it up, and it was a beautiful heart box. And I opened up the box, and his ashes were inside this lovely plastic, looked like it was a biodegradable, I won't say it was plastic, I can't even remember what it was. It might have been like a hemp bag of some sort. So, and a card and some papers. And the card was thanking us very much for donating. It also, on the back of it, explained that the heart box was wildflowers, and we could just take everything in the box and dig a hole and put the whole box in, and beautiful wildflowers would just scatter everywhere. And so I thought that was very, very special. So we went, and some of his family and I, we went to Texacoma Lake, and we found his fishing spot. And we dug the hole, and some of us took ashes, some of us took little ash out of it. I have one on my altar in a very beautiful ceramic pottery container that a friend of his made for this very special reason. So it is endowed with magical, magical love. And I offered anybody else who came to the ceremony if they would like some as well. We dug the hole and we put the thing in. We had one more send-off, final goodbye, any last words kind of deal. And came back in about 3 months, and it was just phenomenal. The amount of flowers that were bursting up, it was just beautiful. It couldn't have been a more beautiful ending. That was such an out-of-the-box type of decision to make. And there, I was looking at wildflowers, and there were no contaminants flowing out anywhere, and there was no shellac, and there wasn't any big, huge headstone, and the ground wasn't altered or decimated by any means. It was just a beautifully, environmentally stunning way to see death go. And that's the other side of doing the body donation. From a ecological point of view, it's beautiful. And it's beautiful simply because we're running out of land for cemeteries. I mean, it's happening everywhere. I read the other day in London that a lot of the smaller towns that, are a little bit outside of London, their community cemeteries are full. And so they're having to ask people to take their loved ones, further down the road or 50 miles down the road, wherever the next destination winds up. So there's a lot of people and death, and everyone's going to die. It's not like we can say, oh, well, this little people, everybody dies. And do we have enough land for every single solitary human being? I don't know. I've never done the math, but I do know we are 70% water, this whole planet. And if we have buildings and we have parking lots and people are home, how much land do we actually have? Will we continue to have to be able to traditionally bury people? There are all kinds of ways that people are coming up, and I should say this as well. Another thing with the body donation is good. You may get a surprise. I was speaking earlier about my partner and how he had asked specifically for his myocardiopathy as well as his sickle cell. In the box, along with the card, I mentioned that there was a piece of paper. And the piece of paper, I have it right here, states simply that, "Dear Mrs. Adams, we appreciate and honor that Chester has," and I'm not going to give his full name, so it'll just be Chester, "has so graciously and kindly donated his body for us to further research the disease known as myocardiopathy and his long ongoing battle with the sickle cell. For this, we greatly appreciate it. Below are the results of all the tests that we ran and everything that we found. The data and the research that we gathered was extremely vital. And again, we can't thank you enough. We did find two very specific things in regards to the myocardiopathy, because his heart, unlike others that have come in at his age, was not completely ravagely devastated by smoking or asbestos or any chemicals. So his heart was a beautiful, beautiful specimen for us to work on. We did come up to two conclusions. There will be a new drug in the works that could possibly help considerably stop the growth of the heart so it does not become enlarged. We also discovered through a surgeon who was actually viewing the heart through a 3D printer model based on your husband's heart. He has found a way that he could surgically go in and remove a specific piece of the heart, and it would permanently stunt it from growing. These are all just theories, and we have to go through extensive testing and data research as well as trials to see if all this will work. But it has given us a new path. It has given us something to look forward to. Thank you so much. We, again, are honored to have been a part of your husband's living legacy. And that was done by Science Care. So it is just amazing to me that the person that was so very, very important to me is still very, very important to me. Will never stop being he's one of the best human beings that I could possibly ever know in my life. And it figures, right? He's the best human being I've ever met. And even in death, he's still the best human being. And I don't know, that's a serendipity for me. That's a sign. That's something that says, wow, embrace it. Death, just, it's so beautiful. And on that note, I'll bring it down a little bit and change the subject up on body donation. Now, there are specific things when it comes to body donation that are not allowed. So I'm going to go ahead and just get those out of the way. One of them is if you have any sort of communicable disease that is contagious when you die, then no, your body is ineligible. If you have HIV that was highly active or hepatitis, then no, you cannot have your body donated. In some cases, if the body is too ravaged, if it has been in a car wreck, or it is too mutilated on some level, or the organs have gone into sepsis, then no, you cannot donate your body. And the very last thing is there are some of these entities that there is a weight limit to it. But that's about it. Almost all diseases and cancers, pretty much, and even people who were in relatively good health, they love to have these bodies donated too. It gives them something to research, tell them something to figure out why this person's body did so well and this person who is the same age body did not. Is it genetics? Is it RNA? What is it? On some level, just what is it? So body donation also has a financial plus in my book. Body donation is usually $0. It costs you nothing. And the only way that it would cost some dollars is if there was perhaps a longer transportation or a farther pickup. It could be $200. But that's it. That's all. $0 or $200. And of course, you'll be notified of this when you sign up and based on, what's going on. And again, it may change. You may have to change the body donation over the years as your body changes, as you start to progress into the dying phase of life. But changing it does not mean voiding it out or having to start all over again either. So let me be clear on that. Now, when I say that when I'm talking about the cost, the only reason that I bring the cost up is, as of today, we are about skyrocketing on everything in this country. It is going to continue to skyrocket until whatever balance, till we get into whatever the balance is, whether it's an even balance, a drop, we hit rock bottom. But for right now, money is going to be, things are going to cost more money. We've already seen it. So if you're looking at caskets and funerals and cremations and what's some of the other ways? Composting, beatry. These are all thousands of dollars. No ifs, no ands, no buts about any of that. And so from a financial point of view, if that is something that is not is not what you would like, or maybe you consider it even obscene to spend that kind of money, then body donation is a beautiful alternative that has an abundance of value. And the other thing I wanted to say, I don't think I mentioned it, so I'll go back, is they do the cremation, and there is no charge for it. It's their way of thanking you for donating. Thank you for thinking of future generations. Thank you for helping future generations. Because every time they get to research a body or use it as a cadaver. We are training the next generation. We are teaching the next generation. And teaching is important. Teaching can never, ever, ever, ever fall as low as it is right now. And I know the person's dead. I get it. But that doesn't mean in any shape, way, or fashion that they have any less autonomy, dignity, and grace. And absolutely consideration and compassion. Do you do anything with the body before they come pick it up? No. You can cover it up, and you can, the hospice people are in there, that they can do what they need to do. But no, there's nothing that you need to do other than have your paperwork ready for when they do show up. You can say your goodbyes. You can give your last looks, your last hugs. This is really a good time in between, that waiting time, to just kind of sit and be still, and just make sure that, the energies are just free of fear. And there is this beautiful person that has chosen to make a difference. And that's a beautiful thing. What else can I tell you about body donation? I've talked about the finances. I've talked about the process. I've talked about, how I think it's a beautiful legacy. I also believe that it's great for the earth. We are coming up on Earth Day sometime soon here. And I believe that the body donation has another side as well. We live in a country where we are the healthcare industry is crashing. We are losing doctors. We are losing nurses left and right. We have more sick people than we've ever had before. We don't have enough people. We don't have enough equipment. Our insurance is sky high. Most people can't even afford insurance anymore, so they're running around with no insurance. So I think when we talk about body donation, it is a strain. It takes off a lot of the strain. Not a lot. It takes strain off the main hospice or main hospital deal. Body donation is simple. They don't have to do very much. They don't have to hook the body up to any machines. The body doesn't require 24-hour care or anything. It simply needs to be covered and waited to be picked up. So it alleviates, it frees up medical people who would normally be watching or sitting or monitoring. It frees them up so they don't have to do that. They can actually go to patients that aren't going to body donate, that maybe are going to be organ donors. Maybe they're in hospital hospice, so they require extra care. So this is another advantage. Are there disadvantages to body donation? Well, from the person who's dying and dead, I don't think they have any problems with body donation because they're going to get it done. But I do believe that some problems can arise when the dying person tells their tribe that this is what they're going to do. There's pushback. And one of the pushbacks comes down to religion a lot of times. I'll just be straight up with you. I mean, people got all kinds of opinions about religion and death and, how your death is going to go, and highly judgmental on a lot of levels. And I just kindly remind people that, hey, when you talk about the passionately way that you're talking about your death. You're talking about your religion. You're talking about your moment just before you die. This person doesn't have that. This person gets their very, very, very own story. And the story doesn't include you. So that's the only really downside is the people around the dying person tend to be the anomalies. Sorry, it's really late here. That kind of make the whole process of being a death walker very interesting. So anyways, that's just about all I got. And I will, when I post this up on YouTube, I will add some resources. I will again I will give you the name of the body donations and everything on my YouTube. Most of my podcasts are now going to be hitting the YouTube because I'm getting ready to launch a big, huge project in May. I hope you all will come with me. I hope you'll help me build the community. I'd love all of you to be a part of it, volunteer, whatever your talent is, I'm sure I can use it. And because you're sitting here listening to my podcast, Death Talk Unscripted, you're already in the game. You're already an advocate for death. So much love to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. And blessed be to each and every one of you. Mwah. Good night.